Welcome to my latest video, and just before I start the presentation, I just want to thank everyone that's been subscribing to the channel recently. There's pretty much a one or two subscribers a day, which is great because this is quite a new channel. What I want to talk about is three trends that I'm seeing in the gold coin sector, and I am an active trader or dealer, and I see quite a lot of trends, and I try and predict what's going to be the next thing. And here are three things that I've noticed in the sector. The first one is gold Russian rubles. There's definitely been a massive change in this market. I'm really struggling to keep hold of gold rubles. I get them in and I'm selling them very quickly. The other thing is I'm getting people contact me saying, have you got any Russian rubles? And I never had that before. Very rarely would anyone ask for Russian rubles. If I had some, I'd be able to sell them. But now if I advertise them, boom, they are gone. And I actually had a conversation with someone from the USA yesterday. He wanted a Russian ruble that I have, a 10 ruble. And I said, look, there's an issue because of the sanctions. I'm not sure if customs realise that I'm shipping Russian coins across borders. I'm not sure what that means for me because obviously they're sanctioned. Yeah, he said he just can't get hold of them at the moment in the US. And I thought about this, and there's two things that really come to mind. The first thing is that because of the sanctions, all we see in the news is that the UK has sanctioned Russia. Okay, I know that, but what does that mean for me if I'm selling a Russian ruble? Can I get like fined? I don't know. So the safer thing for me is to just not send it across borders, and that might be what other dealers are doing, which means that there's not as much freedom of movement of these coins as there was before. But the thing that I suspect, a lot of the people that are asking me if I have these in stock have like Russian looking names or maybe Ukrainian looking names, maybe Polish names, something from that area. And what I suspect is that when the war initially was announced, or when it broke out, whatever way you want to word that, the ruble cracked. The ruble went down big time. And what I'm thinking is that the Russian population responded by buying gold to try and protect themselves from the swings in the ruble. And I suppose I've never been to Russia, but I suppose that to Russians, the Russian ruble coin is like the gold sovereign to British coin investors. So I imagine that what could have happened is that there's been a surge in demand domestically in Russia for the rubles, which has caused the premiums to go up. So if you live in like Poland or whatever, you can get you can buy 5 or 10, 15 rubles coins from Britain or France or whatever dealers in the continental Europe. And if you can get them into Russia, you can sell them at a premium. There's an arbitrage. And that's what I think has started this trend. I don't expect this trend to last for long, but it's definitely worth looking. If you've got some gold rubles, maybe sell them. Just before I go into the next bit, just a shout out to Orenum. Orenum are a bullion company and they put out a lot of free resources for gold investors that you won't find anywhere else. They have a gold spot price heat map, so you can look at a map of the world and every country will light up different colors depending on how their currency is done that day against gold. And also there's a weekly report which is free to download. It's a 3-page document. It talks about gold, silver, platinum, and other commodities as well, and what's happened over that week to drive prices. Trend number two is a bit of a sad one, really, in a way, because I get contacted by the older generation. You can tell by their voice on the phone they are the older generation, and they are I'm getting a lot of people trying to sell me modern day proof sets, and I just can't make an offer for them, and I'll go into reasons why. So there are a lot of proof coins being put into sets, and they're being sold at quite a high markup. Some of these have come from the actual raw mint themselves, and I looked. There's like a there's as this is a okay example. There's a proof set that are the monarchs, so kings and queens of the past, and they're given this proof coin and put in a display case. And I saw one or two today, and they were limited to 100 coins, 1 ounce coins. They were put up for just under £3,000. They're still in stock. They're just not particularly selling at the mint. But some of the sets that I'm seeing, I mean, this is a great example, the Alice in Wonderland set. Um, do you really want to pay a premium for Alice in Wonderland modern day proof coin? But the problem is, and this is what I'm seeing with the older generation, they're seeing these sets come out. And by the way, I'm not talking about proof sovereigns. That's different. Maybe I'll get to that in a minute. But they're seeing these modern day proof gold coins coming out in a set, and they're in a box, they're in a case, like a wooden case, and it all looks nice, and it comes with a certificate to say there's only like 200 of these sets ever made. And the older generation, and some others as well, I'm only saying it from my perspective, they are buying this and they're thinking, it comes in a great case, it's got a certificate, and they look good, and all the rest of it. And I think what they're doing is they're buying them to eventually sell on for a profit maybe a year later. And they're struggling to find buyers. So what they're doing is they're coming to dealers, and they're saying, look, I've got this set, and this is how the conversation goes when I get a call. They're saying, I've got this set, and it's a really good condition set. It's got a case. There was only 150 of these sets ever made, and what price can you offer me? And I'm like, I can't offer a price, because if I bought let's just say an Alice in Wonderland set, if I bought that, I probably wouldn't find a buyer for much above spot price. So for me to take that risk and tie up capital to buy a modern day proof set of Alice in Wonderland, or there was another one offered to me recently, an Isle of Man Charles and Diana wedding anniversary set or something, and there was another one to do with like some horse racer or something, and I'm like, what are these coins? And if I'm going to tie up capital and take the spot price risk in that set, and I'm only going to be able to sell it for about spot price, I need to pay probably 5% below melt value. And I just can't tell people that my best offer is 5% below the actual intrinsic value, because it seems like I'm ripping them off. They're going to get annoyed with me. They're going to think he's ripping me off. He's going to buy this and he's going to put 10% on and he's going to make a load of money. That's not how it works for me. I don't have buyers that will buy this sort of stuff. So I have to, if I was going to buy it, I'd have to pay below spot to protect myself, and then I might be able to find a buyer at spot. So I just say, look, I can't make you an offer. I do not make offers on these things. And the tragedy of this is that this is how I think it happens. So you get a buyer that goes to the raw mint, buys this set, or there's another company that I won't name because I don't want to be sued. They do this a lot. They put adverts in magazines advertising these sets, and they're in cases, certificate that they've printed, and it looks great. And you get the buyers, they buy it because they think that the gold price will go up and they'll be able to sell this for a profit. And then they can't find a buyer. So what they do is perhaps what they do is they go to like a bullion company, but then the bullion company's not going to pay above spot for it, and then they say, right, I'll send it to auction. So what happens is most auctions ask you to grade the coins. So you send the coins in and they will get it graded. The grading company take a fee. So the grading company are done okay so far. They've graded the coins. The coins then go to auction. The auction company, they take a cut. They make money. The person who won at the auction probably paid around spot, because that's what these things are worth. And then the poor sod who bought this in the first place makes a loss. Everyone makes money other than the original buyer. The company that sold these coins, they made the money. They made a cut. They made some money. The grading company make money. The auction house take a cut as well. And then eventually all of this is subsidized through the loss of the original buyer. And I don't like these coins. The caveat to this is, of course, gold sovereigns, proof sovereigns in sets and things like that. They are, I would say they are good investments. They are definitely worth making. And I I'll quickly explain. I'll tell you a quick story of a sovereign that I done quite well on, and it was proof. So this is when I first started out. I see a 2017 special year gold sovereign, and they done it in Pideford, which is like double thickness. And I was looking around, and I saw this one on eBay, and I thought I'm going to make an offer. I made an offer, and he accepted it. He said there was a little bit of like hazing on the coin, and put pictures on there of it. And I was like, that's okay. I like the design. I'll sit on it, and maybe I'll try and sell it later. And when I got the coin through, the hazing was worse than what it looked in the picture. And I was like, oh, do I complain and send it back? And I've been scammed before on eBay for something that wasn't high value, luckily. But I wasn't happy with the item. I sent it back, and then I wasn't refunded. The seller went quiet. I opened a case with PayPal and said, look, I've sent it back. Here was the messages, agreeing that he would give me a refund when he got the item. I can prove he's got the item. PayPal, I mean, we are going back a few years, but PayPal said, we are ruling in your favor, but he's closed his PayPal account down, so we can't do nothing about it. And I wasn't given the money back. I think things have probably changed since then, but the moral of the story is I have very little faith in the system of returning coins. So I decided to keep the coin. I got it conserved. It came back graded as a PR70, which means flawless. I sold it. I made £150 profit. But I've seen some sovereigns. In fact, I actually have one here. This is a proof double sovereign. I'm quite sure if you're going to be able to see this because of the blurring on the. This is a proof double sovereign of 1983. That blur. Let me see if I can take the blurring off. I don't think I can, but this is proof. I'm not against buying proof sovereigns. You can do very well on proof sovereigns. It's the modern day stuff that I don't think people should buy. Third trend that I'm noticing: large gold coins are getting harder to sell. This is because the gold price is going up, and um, the problem is as the gold price goes up, these big coins become more expensive. It prices more people out the market. So I quite like some of the large coins. The Guatemala 20 quetzal. I like the Mexican 50 pesos. The US double eagle, which is what you can see on screen. These are still selling, but not as quickly as they used to, and they are selling at a lower premium as well. The 50 pesos used to be able to pick these up for a couple of percent over spot. Now people are selling at spot because there's just less buyers for them. So I think with gold prices going up, if they keep going up the way I think they will, I think that these will become more illiquid. They're great looking coins, but I think that you will struggle to sell these because you're just dealing with um, less and less people being able to buy these coins. So I think again, I done a video on what was going on with premiums to sovereigns, full sovereigns. This sort of goes hand in hand with the argument that I made on that video. So I'll try and get another video out in the week. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you enjoy this one. Thank you.